I mean, I don't think anybody really knows. I mean, what's the missing part in these conversations? Is it the progress that we thought was being made on intellectual property rights, but not yet forced technology transfer? Was it purely agriculture? Was it $20 billion worth? Was it $27 billion, which it would have been had we never entered the
gone
trade
through
into
this,
it, right? So, who knows in this situation? And the president is always and has always been the last word on it. So where I would disagree with Papasani a little bit is I'm not sure, Wall Street may be following Larry Kudlow to an extent, but the president is the decider in chief. And so no matter what anybody says, he's the one who...
And Jim Cramer just said a few moments ago, the president wants something big, concrete on the table.
Good luck.
He wants it.
He does, but I think what's confusing to the public when they see this, how can there be that much confusion in the White House when Kudlow comes out and says tariffs are going to, the tariff concession is going to be on the table, and Navarro comes out and says absolutely not. They're both in the same place.
But they are diametrically opposed. And so is Bob Lighthizer, Navarro on one side, Larry and maybe Mnuchin on the other side.
But I think that's why when we got the headline about this phase one, about the tariff rollback to begin with, we weren't even up 1% on any of the major averages. There is a kernel of skepticism in every single headline, no matter how positive or negative it is.
Probably should be.
But the market's not really reacting today either when Trump came out and said that there wasn't going to necessarily agree.
Exactly. That's my point.
Well, but Disney accounts for the lion's share of the pull off the bottom. So. It's a big influence on the direction of the stock.
The S&P's not getting smashed either.
No.
So where do we go from here, Kenny? From here to the end of the year? You got about 6 weeks of trading left.
So I'm bullish. I think it's a churn. I actually thought the market was going to end somewhere around 30.25, which is a little bit lower than where we are now. So I kind of expected the market was going to have pulled back in late October and then rally into the end of the year. In fact, we're well above that now at almost 3,100. So I would have to say is I think we're going to get this Santa Claus rally as we move into the end then
That's why you grew the beard, right?
That's why I got my beard. Look at me. Ho, ho, ho. And then,
not bad, Polcari.
And then, they're going to start talking about retails. They're going to talk about such a great shopping season. It's going to just build that momentum.
So one of the interesting quirks of this year is the shopping season is very short.
Right.
Because Thanksgiving is on the 28th.
It's so late.
And so Black Friday is the 29th of November.
So
it kills a week.
By any standard, 2019 has been a good year for stocks. Think about where we were a year ago and in December.
Having said that, what are we, about 5 or 6% above January of 2018?
Right.
Fair enough, but still 20% higher than we were going into this year, and a lot of people were worried going into this year. What has surprised you the most about 2019 in the markets?
Well, I think the fact that we haven't gone into a full-blown trade war and that we haven't had, a clear indication that a recession was coming. The bond market unwound in an inverted yield curve. Global interest rates have popped higher instead of moving deeper into negative territory.
Is that an all-clear signal?
I wouldn't go so far as to say all clear, because this could always be a dead cat bounce of sorts if we were to go into a full-scale trade war with China and all of this were removed from our conversation. But, it's more of an all-clear sign than we've had in many, many months. So I think, net, it's a positive.
Final word for the man from Florida.
Yeah, so I guess what's most surprised me is I never thought we were going to see 3 rate cuts this year at all. I didn't think we needed the last 2, but yet they did them anyway. And I think that's clearly what has supported this market going into the end of the year. Certainly, although rates may be looking like they're going up now, the fact is every central bank around the world continues to cut. The ECB launched that massive stimulus, which
you think the Fed's on hold for now?
I would say for quite a while. I think the bar is very, very high for them to go in either direction. Interesting thing. Rates, inflation, and growth are all nominally at the same level.
Right.
That's as much equilibrium as you'll find.
2%, 2%.
Yeah.
And my milk, 2%. Kenny Polcari.